The pilot of the small plane that crashed at Southend Airport reportedly waved two children just seconds before the horror crash. Four people on board the aircraft tragically lost their lives in the incident, which caused a large fire. Moments before the small plane crashed into the ground in a fiery explosion, the pilot reportedly waved at children who had been watching the aircraft take off from Southend Airport. An eyewitness told the publication that they heard a loud bang before seeing a thick black cloud over the runway. They continued, "It was obvious what had happened. The plane had gone down. There was no way anyone could have survived that." It's understood that the light aircraft was carrying 4 people, 2 men and 2 women, when it went down. One man was reportedly on his first ever flight and was celebrating his 72nd birthday. A friend of the pilot told The Sun that he was an experienced pilot who had flown planes for the Royal Navy and was a former Army officer. He said he would have done everything right. It's so sad to think that he and the others died in front of all these people, especially children. Members were asked to leave the premises immediately after staff reported feeling the heat from the explosion. The club later posted on Facebook that it had been closed due to the incident. Please be aware that the golf course is currently closed. All members are asked to leave the premises immediately. This is due to an ongoing emergency situation at Southend Airport. We will update you when this has been resolved and we are able to reopen. One member told the Mirror that they witnessed the aftermath of the crash while playing on the course. They said there was a sudden explosion and everyone stopped and looked around. We saw a massive black cloud above the trees near the airport. I just said to my plane partner, "That doesn't look good." And we started walking towards the clubhouse when the fire broke out. We were about 300 yards away and you could feel the heat from the fire on your skin. I couldn't believe how quickly it spread. There were people in the golf shop who had witnessed the plane going down. They said it looked like the wings were on fire. It's such a shit. I've been playing this golf course for years, and I know the families who run it. They were traumatized. They were crying. It's such a shock and such a tragedy. I feel for the families of those who died. It must be The victims included the helicopter's pilot, a man in his 60s, and for horse riding instructors from the Royal Mews Riding School, a woman in her 50s and 3 women in their 20s. It comes after a witness reported seeing the plane banking heavily before the crash. The statement said, the AAIB will be investigating, among other things, the pilot's experience, the aircraft's maintenance history, and the flight's departure. The investigation is expected to take between 1 and 2 years. An investigation into the cause of the crash is still underway. It was such a shame because we had seen the family waving to the kids and then it was just devastating. In a statement, the service said, following reports of a plane crash, "We sent multiple resources to the scene, including 4 ambulances, a rapid response vehicle, 4 hazardous area response teams, 3 senior paramedics and an air ambulance." A spokesperson for the service said, "Firefighters are currently on scene at Southend Airport following reports of a plane crash." Crews worked alongside other emergency services to sadly confirm that 4 people on board the aircraft have passed away. Our thoughts are with their families and friends at this difficult time. Crews will remain on scene for some time. The East of England Air Ambulance also sent a second air ambulance as a precautionary measure due to the hazardous materials on board the aircraft. Sadly, despite the best efforts of emergency services, 4 people were pronounced dead at the scene. Another witness said, "I literally saw it go up in flames. There was no time for a mayday call. It went down so fast. You couldn't help but think it might be a problem when it took off, and it just banking too steeply." Transport Secretary Grant Shapps said on X, "Very concerned by the news of the plane crash at Southend Airport. My officials are in contact with the emergency services and I'm receiving regular updates. My thoughts are with all those involved." While the incident is being treated as a serious emergency, Southend Airport has said that 4 commercial flights scheduled for the afternoon have been canceled as operations at the airport were halted. A spokesperson said, "Our thoughts are with the individuals and their families involved in this incident. We are supporting the emergency services in their response and will be providing further information as and when we are able to do so." I thought it was going to turn around and go again. But then it just went straight down. It was hellish. It really, really was. There was a ball of fire and smoke everywhere. Heartbreaking details have emerged from witnesses who were at the airport when the light aircraft came down just seconds after takeoff. John Johnson, who was there with his wife and children, said the pilot appeared to wave to them just before the incident. He told the Sun, "We all waved at the pilots, and they all waved back at us." Then the aircraft powered up, rolled down the runway, and took off. But just a few seconds later, it banked hard to the left, inverted, and went straight down. It crashed head first. There was a huge fireball. This comes as the Air Accidents Investigation Branch revealed it has launched a probe into the crash. What's happened? Let's take a look at the latest updates. Pilot waved 2 children. It's understood the aircraft was attempting to take off from the airport when it went down. Scene descends into chaos. Onlookers were said to have rushed towards the crash site, believing there may have been survivors. However, it soon became clear that sadly there were not. One eyewitness said, "I saw the plane go down and I ran over. I thought I could help, but there was nothing I could do. I don't want to be too graphic, but I fell for a pose. Turned the guy's head. He had no face. I don't want to be too dramatic, but I don't think anyone could have lived through that." Another witness added, "When I got there was lots of people around, but nobody was doing anything. The poor bloke was slumped over the controls. There was no sign of life." The incident happened on Sunday afternoon when families were at the airport watching planes take off and land. The East of England Ambulance Service has said that for ambulances, a rapid response vehicle, for hazardous area response teams, 3 senior paramedics and an air ambulance were all deployed to the scene. Essex Fire and Rescue Service said that crews from Southend, Webb, Billericay, and Chelmsford all responded to the incident along with off-road vehicles. An investigation has now been launched by the Air Accidents Investigation Branch. Rochford Hunter Golf Club, which is located next to the airport, was also affected by the incident. The incident comes just 2 months after 5 people died in a helicopter crash in Richmond Park, London. In a statement, the AAIB said that it has deployed a team of investigators to the scene of the crash in Essex. In the meantime, we'll continue to bring you the latest breaking news from around the world, so be sure to stay tuned.
Text prompting viewers to comment and subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates on this developing story.